Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining our campus coffee break today. You're listening to Kathy Tabor from CCFS. Today's campus coffee break presenter is Drew Slocum from Inspect Point. All attendees are in listen-only mode. If you have questions, please just type them in the Q&A section of your control panel, and we'll answer them all at the end. And depending on the amount of questions, we may run over our 15-minute segment. You're welcome to stay online with us, or you can sign off if you need to. You won't miss anything because the presentation, including the ending Q&A session, will be recorded and it will be sent to you. It'll also be available on the CCFS website by the end of the day. To learn more about the upcoming campus coffee breaks or sign up to be on the list to attend, simply go visit myccfs.org. Now, I'll turn this over to our presenter, Drew Slocum. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for everybody for joining. We're a newer member to CCFS. We have a bunch of actual clients or users of the Inspect Point fire protection software platform that are members. So got pushed this direction, and it's been a great membership so far. So today I'm going to go over kind of a quick 15-minute overview of what Inspect Point's all about from more of the campus and university side that we see within our platform. Inspect Point is a cloud-based software platform for fire protection, inspection, testing, and maintenance. We geared a lot toward the campus and university side, but we also have a lot of contractors on the platform as well. It handles everything from fire sprinkler to fire alarm to extinguishers and manage that whole NFPA kind of inspection process. So yeah, let's get started here. So this is who I am, one of the co-founders of Inspect Point. We're headquartered in upstate New York in Troy. I'm the VP of strategy. I've been in fire protection for about 18 years now. I went to RPI in Troy with two of the other co-founders as well. Very heavily involved in the industry, NFPA, and a lot of the trade associations as well. So I sit on one official technical committee, remote inspection, and heavily involved in a lot of the others. So if you want to learn more about Inspect Point, go to inspectpoint.com, request a demo. I'm going to give a brief 15-minute overview again. I'm going to blow through it pretty quick and really gear it toward the audience today. So I always start off with this slide because the fire protection industry is really transforming, especially over the last few years with a lot of digital technology, including Internet of Things, and a lot of great manufacturers are working on some of that technology now. Did a webinar yesterday with Potter Signal that's coming out with some really cool devices. But other than that, there's a lot of software aspects, and that's where our focus is on the software side. And we're fully geared to the fire protection industry. So traditionally, and still over 50% of the contractor market is still doing pen and paper or even PDF. And that's a little archaic with a lot of the digital workflows that are present today. And again, we've really focused on the fire life and safety part. We've really customized that as well. So again, there's a lot of different delays and inefficiencies with pen and paper, managing all of those deficiencies. So I'll get into that a little bit more. Not a lot of platforms are fire focused, so it's very customizable within here, where you have all the NFPA code references, but on top of that, you can configure it to any life safety or any safety inspection, and all the follow-up that goes after that. We're fully cloud-based. There's the back office web piece, so you don't really need much. All you need is an iOS device, an iPad, or an iPhone. Wi-Fi only. A lot of campuses, have Wi-Fi all over campus, so you don't need an expensive data plan or whatever. But I'll get into this a little bit. Two pieces: back office web portal, anywhere you have access to internet, and then the iOS devices in the field. And I'm just gonna hop right into this at this point. So what I'm gonna show you now is the back end web management portal where you manage your entire campuses of all of your different buildings throughout the campus. So what you'll see, I have everything turned on here in my sales demo portal. Let me zoom this in a little bit for everybody to see. But down the left side, I have everything turned on. Work orders and proposals, that's more geared to the contractor end. So with our platform, there's two types of users. There's the technicians or inspectors in the field, and then back-end users. We only charge for the technicians in the field utilizing it. So it's software as a service based for that. Back-end users could be fire safety directors, managers, whoever you want that to be, doing all the scheduling and of that. Now, a technician could potentially also be a third-party contractor. So if you have a fire alarm contractor, sprinkler contractor coming in to do your inspections, you essentially could sign them through the InspectPoint platform to manage all that and standardize all that of those inspections. So right here we have the monthly dashboard of the August overview. Our scheduling is very fire protection focused. So a weekly inspection versus a monthly inspection versus an annual inspection, we're pulling all of the required frequency inspections per NFPA. So a monthly inspection for a fire sprinkler system is different than an annual. So we're going to pull those different question sets in for all the different year versions, whatever you're on in your local jurisdiction. So we handle a lot of that NFPA jargon. Quick dispatch view, we can dispatch it out. You know, your technicians are over here. You can see where they're at. It's very easy to use, very simple. You break it down to the week of the day where the technicians are at, what building they're at. Scheduler is more of a day-to-day view of what they're assigned, whether it is an inspection or it is a service work order. So we delineate those. Inspection is kind of tied to that fire protection NFPA side, and the service is more that follow-up if you have to make fixes to a specific system. Now, the buildings tab essentially is where all your buildings live for your campus. And I'm gonna type in Grinnell Science Building in Shore, New York. That's actually RPI's campus here. Shout out to Chris Mancini, who's on the call. He's at RPI. He's their fire safety director. So I've got the Grinnell Science Building here. We have a lot of tabs at the building level. We can really customize this to however you want it to look. But the info tabs, just general info about the building. Now, if you do have a hospital on campus, we do have Joint Commission reporting. So Joint Commission is a federal commissioning agency for healthcare buildings. So we put everything in the Joint Commission format automatically, so you don't have to worry about that if you do have a hospital. I'm going to jump into some of the systems. So we have the buildings. The building is the main kind of structure. We then have the different systems, whatever fire protection you're doing, fire alarm, sprinkler, extinguisher. And then below that, we have assets or devices. So it's kind of that parent, child, grandchild. So on the sprinkler side, we have wet, dry, deluge, and pre-action, fire pumps. So we're pulling everything from NFPA 25 here, different backflows for the different jurisdictions. Suppression, this is more of our kitchen suppression and dry chemical suppression, which you probably don't see in the campus setting, but definitely on the kitchen side for like Ansel and Amerex systems. Fire alarm, we handle any type of fire alarm system in here. So we have the control unit manufacturer. We can import all of the alarm devices from a variety of different panels, as well as just like a CSV or Excel. So this is very important. And again, you probably have a third-party contractor doing a lot of this, the annual inspections here. However, you can dispatch that out to them so it puts it out into a nice standard NFPA 72 report that you own all the data for. Special hazards, I don't have everything turned on here. This is clean agent, CO2. Maybe in some of your labs, you may have some more special hazard systems. Water mist is another one. We also have fire dampers, extinguishers, doors, exit signs. We break these down into groups. So extinguishers, again, we have a bunch of different extinguishers here. So this is more that asset management. We also can get into equipment. So not only do we have fire protection in here, but you could put, I have safety showers or SCBAs. Any type of equipment we can kind of handle for the inspection through here as well. So real quick, I only got 5 minutes left. I'm going to dispatch out an inspection to a technician quick. So I'm going to choose, let's just say I'll do an annual. I've already assigned it to myself. We'll do the wet and the dry system. I will do the fire alarm system and the extinguishers. You know what? Might as well throw an SCBA in here as well. So quickly, I can dispatch that out. By the way, we do have jurisdictional forms. Chicago, Philadelphia, the whole state of California has a specific form that they need this in. So what I'm going to do is I quickly dispatch that out to my iOS device. So on the screen here in a second, hopefully this mirrors all right. And sorry about that. If there's any questions, feel free to type it in the chat window. I know there's a couple that came in already. Let's see, get this mirrored over. I know I'm on the clock here. All right, so this is the iPad. I've already updated it. So this is what the technician sees for their day, their week, the month, however you want to dispatch that. Very open to how that happens. So we're in the Grinnell Science Building here. We're doing the wet systems, the fire alarm. We have the past 5 inspection reports, any building contacts that we need to get a hold of. You can attach a map in here as well that really helps you out with some of those maybe extinguisher inspections. We click start the inspection. Everything in here is from NFPA. We have all the code references in here as well. So we can quickly take a photo if something is, marked as a deficiency. You can add notes to this. You can pick a photo from the iPad. You can take a photo. So documents, so we're very good at deficiency management. So this is gonna put it in a queue where we can then follow up and do the work on. What's nice is if something keeps recurring, doesn't get fixed, it'll show up as a red triangle here. So it really manages your deficiencies over that building. Again, bringing in everything from NFPA in here. I'm not going to get into it too much on the sprinkler side. Here's the fire alarm side. We have all our fire alarm devices. We have full barcoding. We don't charge for barcoding. It's just part of the platform. They can come in, scan the fire alarm device, pass. It grays it out that we've completed that. So over the year, you can kind of get that NFPA 72 report. This is some of the panel functionality. Now I know extinguishers is big in a lot of campus settings, so we have 2 groups of extinguishers here. So I've got the hallway here. A red bell will pop up if it needs 5, 6, or 12-year service. So we'll know to inspect that. And we have a lot of automation within the scanning functionality. So we can essentially scan any barcode, or Amerex has a new QR code that you can go up and scan, and it pre-populates everything in on that extinguisher. We then ask the NFPA 10 questions, and then if you're replacing it, if you're replacing a wall hook, you can add all this up at the end. So it totals all the work that you did. At the end, I'm not going to get into it too much. We can review and complete everything. We show all the deficiencies. We finish this off. We send it back to the office. Immediately back in the office, somebody will get that notification. We can also automate an email for that. You'll see a little notification pop up here. We will then review that inspection report. We can create a PDF for that. Here's that Joint Commission report I was talking about. Took 2 minutes to complete that inspection. We can then also manage everything that happened on that inspection, including the deficiencies. So That's a quick snapshot of Inspect Point. I know I went through it really quick. We'd love to get into like a 45-minute specific demo with your campus. So at this point, if there's any questions, I'll open it up. I know I went really fast through this and didn't get into a lot of the minute details of Inspect Point, but it's a very big platform, great for campuses. Obviously, contractors use it. A lot of analytic dashboards for deficiencies and all this stuff. So, Kathy, I'll leave it up to you. Is there any questions out there?
There are, Drew, but first I want to say thank you very much. Great job. I also want to say, in the interest of everyone's time, if you need to disconnect now, you can. You won't miss the Q&A session. If you want to stay on the line with us, that's great too. So it's up to you. And thank you all for joining and for asking questions. And not only the video, but Drew's contact information will be on our website by the end of the day. The first question: can you utilize the tool to handle fire protection contractors or service providers?
Yes, yeah, and I hit that toward the beginning. So not only can you have your own internal inspectors or technicians or supervisors be utilizing it, you can assign it to a third party. So all they would need is an iPad or an iPhone, and you can assign them a fire alarm inspection, complete it per the NFPA 72 or whatever requirements, and it automatically is uploaded back to you.
Okay. Another one: other than fire protection NFPA style inspections, can the platform be used for safety, environmental, or other type inspections?
Yeah, that's another great question. So I didn't hit it, but we dispatched a sprinkler, fire alarm, and extinguisher. But we have a whole custom inspections platform which can be built. I've got a stormwater prevention plan in here per the EPA, and you can essentially have a safety walkthrough plan for your RAs or anybody utilizing any type of inspection that you need to do on campus. Can be created through here. It also creates deficiencies so you can follow up and fix any troublesome equipment.
Okay. Pricing. How is pricing structured for universities and colleges?
Yeah, great question. Another great question. So we charge per technician that you have on campus. However, we have a little bit different model technicians on campus that are doing safety and fire protection inspections aren't constantly doing that day to day. So we usually charge $99 a month per technician. However, if they're not doing day in, day out inspections, we work with the campuses to kind of pare that down a little bit.
Okay. Another question. You mentioned iPhones and iPads. Does your system work well with non-Apple related devices like Android phones?
We don't work with Android right now or Microsoft. We are only iOS, and it is you don't need a connection. So if it's an iPad, used iPads are $200 with just Wi-Fi only. And the reason we do that is we spin out about 20 to 30 new features every month for our users and just for fire protection in general. If we were on other platforms, it would probably take triple the amount of time. So the way we iterate within that, iOS really helps us.
Okay, and another question about NFPA code references. Are they included in the reporting?
They are. Yeah, great question. So I have it right in here. We can turn it on the report. So this is one of the PDF reports here. We can turn the code references on here. We can also, at the end of these reports, this is a long one, we have the deficiencies, which will give it a status of non-critical with the code reference here. Now that'll also go to the back end so you can reference that. Also the different additions as well. So NFPA code changes every 3 years. So we stay on top of that.
Okay, anyone else have questions? We have 2 left so far. Is Inspect Point equipped to handle Joint Commission? Are there any limits on how many buildings, systems, or devices I can set up?
Joint commission, yeah, that's for hospitals. So we are set up for that. So is essentially you click a button and it outputs the joint commission report. As far as buildings, it's unlimited buildings, unlimited inspections. You can have a fire alarm system with 3,000 devices in here. We easily handle that. A lot of it's because we're cloud-based, unlimited pictures. So that's kind of what's included in the platform. We have essentially it's unlimited everything, and we have clients with over 500 technicians on our platform. They're a contractor, but so it's very scalable, especially for large campuses.
Nice. And this looks like it might be the last question. Can the RAs use this as a safety check?
Yeah, another great final question, and that would be similar to the inspection, that custom inspection that I was showing you before. So essentially, you could dispatch out this to an RA right to their iPhone. They could do a quick check. Again, the fire life safety team might be different than the RAs but it could be easily done. 5 to 10 questions. They could do it right there on their iPhone.
Okay. All right, that's perfect. Any more oh, there's one. Drew mentioned being able to connect to the panel to import the devices. Do you do that with the iPad, and does it work with all panel manufacturers?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me pull up the panel that I had, or the building I had earlier. So every panel manufacturer, a lot of times you need the software in order to get that points list or that device list. Now per NFPA 72, some of the newer editions of NFPA 72, that device list is supposed to be accessible at the panel itself. So if you're having a third-party contractor come in to do that, they should be able to give you access to that list. So we handle a bunch of different panel types. We import Siemens, I believe there's an EST panel in here as well. But the majority of our clients are using essentially just a CSV output, which all of the panel manufacturers can output to CSV, and essentially we can actually help you do that import of all the devices. And now that doesn't happen from the iPad, it actually happens from the back end. However, you could do it in the field as well if you do have internet access. That's a great question.
All right, let me just make sure. Okay, it looks like we don't have any more questions. We got a couple of comments. Nice job and thank you. But yep, that's the end of the questions. So thank you, everybody that attended. And thank you, Drew. Great job. And again, all the information that we learned here today will be on our website by the end of the day. You will get an email directly from our GoToWebinar platform with the video and some literature as well.
Great.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.